Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Michelle Fondin. I'm the author of the new book, Heal Yourself, A Return to Wholeness, The Integration of Body, Mind, Soul, and Spirit. I'm also the author of Twin Flame Romance, The Journey to Unconditional Love. All of my books are available in paperback, Kindle, and Audible books. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications, and thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. I do readings, 30, 60, and 90-minute readings, Twin Flame Romance, Life Path and Purpose, general readings. You can book that at my website, michellefondinauthor.com. Just one quick announcement. If you are a Twin Flame newbie, what does that mean? That means that you embarked on your Twin Flame journey anywhere between 3 to 4 months ago. If you did, and if you're interested in a free webinar that I'm putting on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, please do register at the link below. And also there is a link on the community page of the YouTube channel. So again, it's this Wednesday in 2 days at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. Now, even if you live in a different time zone, and there's no way that you could ever make 6:30 Pacific time because that's like the middle of the night for you, you can still register and you can get a playback. So in the email that follows it, I will send you a private link. It's not going to be a public video for those of you that are going to participate in the webinar, but it will be a private link that only those that have the link can click on it and view the webinar. This is the weekly Twin Flame Tarot reading, messages for Divine Masculine, Divine Feminine, and the couple. Today is March 8th, 2021. It is a Monday, and this reading is good through the entire week through Sunday. And of course, on Sunday, we have the new moon in Pisces. And in fact, this is a very, very happy new moon. What are new moons all about? They're all about creating intentions, creating your intentions list for something new. Now, in fact, this is a very dreamy new moon since it is in Pisces. And so it's really the time to let loose and really write down these dreamy ideas, these idealized ideas of the things that you would like to see manifested in your life, really putting pen to paper, allowing yourself to dream and to think big. Now, of course, depending on your astrological sign, this new moon can affect you in very different ways, but generally speaking, for everyone overall, this is a very positive energy, and this week has a lot of positive energy that is building up toward the weekend. So let's just see what the cards have to say about this twin flame journey for this week. As usual, I'd like to say a prayer over the cards. Dear God, Jesus, Holy Spirit, Mother Mary, archangels, angels of God, twin flames, guardian angels, let this reading be of the highest light and love of God the Father. Let it bring light, love, and truth to everyone involved. Archangel Michael, please stand guard, casting away any lower energies with your sword of light. Romance angels and twin flame angels, please help twin flames to understand what is happening this week for their twin flame journey. So we're going to start with the divine feminines in the collective. Now, of course, if this reading really resonates with you, or even in part resonates with you, then of course the reading is for you. There is a very large twin flame collective, and I believe that I read for a very specific part of the twin flame collective, and it does not necessarily apply to everyone. So twin flame angels and divine feminines, guardian angels, what do divine feminines need to know to learn and to grow for this week? I am using, in addition to the Angel Tarot cards, I'm using the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, and we're going to see what Archangel Michael has to say for the Divine Feminines in this collective for this week. Archangel Michael. Awesome. And next we're going to pick from, this is a deck that my sister and I did. Hopefully it will be back up on Kickstarter in the springtime at some point. This is a World of Answers Oracle deck, and we're going to get another card for Divine Feminines for this week. What do the Divine Feminines need to know to learn and to grow for this week? We're going to then move on to the Divine Masculines in this collective. If you are curious as to what a divine masculine means, or if you're a divine masculine, you're really not sure, you can join my Twin Flame Divine Feminine Bootcamp on demand. The link goes below. And that bootcamp really caters to the entire Twin Flame journey and how to navigate it, including the dark night of the soul, and also telling the dynamics between Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine. So Divine Masculine's guardian angels. Awesome. And from the Archangel Michael Oracle deck, we're going to pick one for the Divine Masculines here. Divine Masculine Twin Flames. Great. And next we're going to pick one from the World of Answers Oracle deck as well. This is for the Twin Flame Divine Masculines that are in this collective. Now, I know some of you, it's really funny because some of you, sometimes, this doesn't always happen, but maybe I'll get one or two comments that'll be like, you're not really shuffling the cards. And I'm like, yeah, I am. I cut out a lot of the shuffling sometimes because if I'm shuffling to really get the energy and it takes a really long time, then there's a lot of dead silence in the video, like dead silence with shuffling. And I don't like a lot of dead silence in the videos. I don't think it serves you. So sometimes I will cut out a lot of the shuffling because I just don't like that dead silence in the video itself. So we're going to get another one for the Twin Flame couple here. And then a World of Answers for the Twin Flame couple, and let's see what comes out. Generally, the World of Answers really does a nice job of complementing. Whoa, okay, this is two, well, I guess I'll take them. I usually do take jumping cards. I know not everyone does, but I generally tend to take jumping cards. And we're going to get one romance message from this pink deck, which is the Romance Angel deck. And we're gonna get one message for the Twin Flame couple from this deck. Twin Flame Angels, Romance Angels. Okay, and we're going to get a message of love, and I like to use this to qualify the Romance Angel message. So this will either enhance or slightly change the meaning of that initial romance card, and we'll see what comes out today. And next, I always like to get some messages from Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine because many of you are still in separation or in that on again, off again, and sometimes it just helps along your week if you can get a couple messages from your Divine Masculine's heart space in order to help you on this journey, because it can be a very heart-wrenching journey, as I'm sure you've already figured out, even if you're new to the journey. So let's start with the Divine Feminines. Yeah, there's a choice needing to be made for Divine Feminines. It might have something to do with work. It might have something to do with deciding to dedicate yourself actually to your Twin Flame journey. And I see a lot of vacillating for the Divine Feminine. I see a lot of back and forth for the Divine Feminine where you come near the Twin Flame journey, you're like, oh yeah, this is my journey. And then you vacillate and go backward and go, no, this is not my journey. I don't like this. I don't want to move forward with this. It's too painful. But I can also see that some of you are making a career choice. That's what I'm seeing. And it might have something to do with your Twin Flame. I know there are many of you out there, for example, that have been working with your Twin Flames. Maybe you're in the workplace and your Twin Flame's in that workplace and you're like, I got this new job offer, but I don't know if I want to leave. I don't know if I leave the workplace. I feel like I'll leave my Twin Flame. So there's that situation that I'm hearing that's coming through. Another job situation is a job that might take you long distance, a little bit away from where your Twin Flame lives. And so I see one of those two things happening where the vacillating between should I or shouldn't I is tending to happen this week. Now, the messages are super clear on what you need to do, Divine Feminines, because the Two of Earth is you vacillating back and forth. So Archangel Michael says, detach from the situation, which is more like a surrender, because when you're caught up in the emotion of the situation, it can be really super difficult to make a decision. But if you detach, if you let go and let God, then you can move forward successfully with a decision that you believe is right for you. And I really feel that you are being pulled to make the decision that you need to make that is right for you. And when you detach, it just means like I'm detaching from the outcome. I'm going to let go, let God. I'm going to allow my angels and guides to help navigate me through this. If it's God's will, I will be with my twin flame. Whether or not I make the decision to stay in the current situation that I'm in, to leave the current situation, to even move away from the geographical location that my twin flame is in, I need to make this choice for me. And when I detach from the what ifs, when I detach from should I or shouldn't I, and I go, what is in my highest calling? When you really detach, and no matter what that situation is, even if it's debating on whether or not to really stay single, for example, on this twin flame journey rather than go into the dating scene. And there is, for me, I would just want to let you guys know, because some of you are newer to my channel, I just want to let you know there is no hard line on that. In my personalized readings, I have seen both. I've seen guidance that says for that particular person at that particular moment in time, no, now is not the right time to be dating other people, even if you're in separation from your twin flame and it's been that way for the past 6 to 8 months, let's say. And then I've seen, yeah, go ahead, green light, like go for it, go see other people. It could be therapeutic for you. And so I want to just tell you now that there is no hard line on that. It all depends on your very, very specific situation, and it really does depend on what your angels and guides are guiding you to do. What I want you to do, Divine Feminines, is to just focus on your heart space, do a little meditation this week, do a little dreaming this week, and say, like, if I had my ideal situation, if my twin flame, if I knew no matter what, my twin flame was going to come back to me and pursue me and make things work, if I knew that was the ultimate truth, what decision would I make about the decisions I'm trying to make and that I've been vacillating on in my current daily life? So really focus on that this week. I love this. This is so good because divine masculines believe in this connection. Divine masculines recognize this connection. Divine masculines are awakened to this connection, and we've been seeing this. In fact, if you view the video, which I'll post a link right here above, if you viewed the video of the Divine Masculine reading that I did a few days ago, I believe it was on Friday that I posted it, I was saying that Divine Masculines are indeed awakened, that this collective, the one that I read for, these Divine Masculines are awakened. A lot of them are confused. A lot of them have been trying to navigate the deep feelings that come with a spiritual awakening, but they are indeed awakened. That is no joke, but it depends on what they are working on at this particular moment in time in their own emotional health. So, and that's part of what I'm seeing here. So the first card that came out is the Six of Water, which is Six of Cups, which is a very, very classic twin flame card. It's about rekindling old romance. It's about rekindling childhood romance. It's about exploring the emotions and the feelings surrounding what happened in that relationship. It can also be a past life relationship, which the Six of Cups, Six of Water can also indicate. And we all know that the twin flame and or a soulmate relationship are often past life relationships. So I like that what your Divine Masculine is learning is self-respect. Self-respect. Now, what is self-respect? Because you might be feeling as a Divine Feminine, for example, if you are a Divine Feminine in this collective, you might be feeling like, oh, I feel like I was letting go of my self-respect in this connection because I was chasing, I was desperate, I was calling them, texting them, writing them emails, sending them songs, and nothing or very little in return. Self-respect is a lot more. It's so internal, right? So it doesn't have to do necessarily with what a person is like in romantic relationships or not. It does, but what I'm saying is it goes much deeper than that. So self-respect is kind of like allowing yourself to be the person that you are, loving yourself to be the person that you are, and showing up with the fullness of who you are in a relationship, and setting proper boundaries, having the gift of receiving as well as the gift of giving. And I feel like many Divine Masculines who may not have had that enormous amount of self-respect, meaning like some of them are sensitive souls where they may have ghosted, they may have blocked, they may have run away, but it's because they are sensitive souls. It's because they are a little more emotional. It's because they are men and women, of course, right? It doesn't matter which gender, it's just energy, who have not been able to have proper boundaries in romantic relationships. And so they would have preferred to run or block or ghost instead of being so vulnerable and knowing that they had not yet learned proper boundary setting. So I like this, the let go and let God, and I feel like this is a deep message for divine masculines to allow this journey to unfold. I feel that it's the opposite issue that divine feminines have had about the let go, let God. The opposite for divine masculines is allow God to let this unfold. Try as hard as you can, divine masculine, to not push it away, to not set up these like stark boundaries that are impossible to infringe upon. Meaning boundaries are healthy in only that it helps others to have respect for you. To say, you know, this is where my comfort zone is and this is where my comfort zone isn't. But oftentimes, someone who does not know how to set up good boundaries will set an extreme boundary. And in this case, what is happening is that many divine masculines have not trusted in their divine creator, have not trusted in God that this relationship is a sacred union. And therefore, they have pushed those boundaries too far and they have put up those walls way too high. And because they have done that, they're not allowing God to do his work in them, in the relationship. So when they let go and let God, it's like trust that God has put this divine feminine in your life for a reason. Trust that this is a divine connection. Trust that this is a divine union. Trust that this person loves you and they won't walk all over your boundaries like other people have. So I really feel that the message is, this is a divine connection. This is a divine union. You need to trust God, that God is going to guide you and God is not going to lead you astray, divine masculines. And when they let go and let God and allow God to lead this, they can begin to see God's light in their divine feminine. They can begin to see that they can trust in this union. And I believe that they are doing that. They are starting to do it, but it's hard for them. And let's see, it's just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful message for the couple as well. It's amazing how this is turning out, because what I believe is that by divine feminine not vacillating in their life choices, because they are afraid that if they make certain life choices, it will somehow ruin the twin flame connection. It will somehow ruin their chances of reunion with their twin, which is not true. So once the divine feminine decides to take their power back by making the decisions that are in their highest good, then the reunion is happening, because divine masculine's working through their stuff, for sure. It's been happening. They're awakened. They're working through their emotional baggage. They're working through their stuff. And they're ready to enter into that more spiritual realm of letting go and letting God, because you've got the Two of Water, which is resolution of conflict, the couple coming together, right? The romance coming together, the rekindling of the romance. Things that have happened from the past are being sorted out now. Things that once created strife in your partnership, divine masculine, divine feminine, this is for both of you, that is being sorted out. It's being sorted out because this is guided and protected. It's divinely guided. Remember, I just said that for divine masculines. This union is divinely guided. This union is protected by God and the angels. This union is sacred. So that is why you're gonna work it out. That is why things will come together. I love it. And that does not mean that there won't be compromise. Listen, I'm getting chills as I say this because I think the angels want me to emphasize this point. It does not mean that there will not be compromise. There will be compromise because we got win-win situation. These are the two cards that fell out. Win-win situation and manifestation. Win-win situation and manifestation. Now, what is manifestation? That's more about you doing your dream journal. You doing like, I want to manifest this relationship into physical union. I want to see us moving forward together. I want to see us getting married, getting engaged, having our honeymoon phase, having children, getting a new house, moving in together, whatever it is that you've been dreaming about, that is what the manifestation is about. And this is a big week for manifesting. And then the win-win situation is that compromise. Is the compromise. Depending on your twin flame's personality type, depending on their past, depending on their current situation, some of you may see things move forward fast. Some of you may see that. And some of you may see things moving slower. But that's part of the negotiation. That's part of the compromise. That's part of the win-win situation. That's part of the conflict resolution, is saying, okay, I trust that this is divinely guided. I trust that this is divinely protected. So that when we come to the table with what we have to offer, with what we have to give to each other, I feel safe. I feel comfortable compromising with my twin flame. And so if your twin flame says, look, we've been in separation for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 10 years, and what I feel comfortable with now is taking this one step at a time, meaning let's date for 6 months. Let's visit what's happening at the end of 6 months. And then some might be like, hey, let's get engaged. So I want you as a twin flame, divine masculine or divine feminine, whichever you are, is to be completely open to bringing to the table your wants, needs, and desires in the relationship and be willing to compromise. Because that is the way this is going to work out. That's the way this is going to work out. And I think a lot of that for many of you, and I know it sounds crazy because some of you had been in a committed, serious relationship with your twin. Some of you had been in a serious dating relationship with your twin. I know it's going to sound crazy, but a lot of this is going to look like starting fresh, starting from the start, starting from the flirtations of the beginning again. And what is it like in the beginning? It's fun, it's fancy free, right? And the support that you're gonna need, and I really believe the one message that came through is the support is not necessarily human support at this time. The support is angelic guidance. The support is your angels, your guides, checking in with them during this renewed phase in your twin flame journey with your twin. Checking in with them. If you are one to jump the gun and feel like being more serious than your twin flame is ready for at this time, if they want to start from the beginning again, because you guys are new people now that you've been through this separation, then check in with your angels. Check in with your guides. Is it okay for me to say this? Is it okay for me to do this? Am I going to be overpowering for my twin if I do this? And then inversely, if you are the twin who might be more trepidatious or trying to take it one step at a time, check in with your angels and guides. Is it time now to move to the next stage? Am I holding back too much from my twin? So I really believe that the angelic support and guidance is there to help you during this time of physical reunion so that you can navigate easier, so you don't have to feel stuck. Okay? All right, I love the messages from DM to DF. And you know, what did we talk about when we talked about divine masculine? We talked about boundaries. We talked about boundaries. And I think that's an important one for DMs. Boundaries are important, and they, like I said, many of them are very sensitive souls and they don't know how to erect proper, healthy boundaries that aren't like 90 feet walls, right? They don't know how to do it healthfully. They're learning, but they didn't. And so DM says, I know that I crossed the line with you. What does that mean? Infringing upon a boundary. Infringing upon a boundary. And so because boundaries seemed to be a little fluid, they may have crossed your boundary as well, Divine Feminines. And I know this happened in my twin flame journey too. And I know it's hard because the energy is overpowering, the feelings are overpowering, the electricity is overpowering. And when I say crossing a boundary, it doesn't have to be anything bad that DM did to you, DF. I mean, it could be something as simple as you said you wanted to wait to have sex or something like that, and they kind of convinced you to do it a little sooner than you were ready for because, again, the electricity, the magnetic pull, the crazy feelings that happen when twin flames come together. And so I'm not seeing this as being something bad, but now that they are learning about their own boundaries, they can clearly see the bigger picture of what happened. And while they didn't think they had crossed the line, they now realized, ooh, I may have crossed the line there. I may not have respected their boundaries because I, in myself, did not know a proper boundary. And this one says, I left when I saw you with someone. Now for some twin flames, we all in the twin flame journey have at some point flipped-flopped with the runner-chaser dynamic. And I know a lot of Divine Feminines, when their DM ran, they did not chase, but they ran too. And the DFs that ran when their DM ran, if that makes sense. So when Divine Masculine ran, some Divine Feminines ran too. So you guys were both running. And a lot of times the Divine Feminine, when they ran, they went off and they just started dating somebody else, or they were like on Tinder, on Hinge, on Bumble, like, let's just see who I can hook up with or be with because I'm hurting so much that this person who I felt so strongly that they just left me. Whether or not DM actually saw you with someone or whether they assumed you were with someone, they crossed your profile on a dating app, or they saw you post a picture with somebody on social media and they assumed you were together. You know, it may or may not have been true, but it gave them a reason to stay away. Now, what I like to say about that, and I'll tie up the reading with this, is what I really want to say about that is anything that happens between you and your twin flame in order to create that separation is meant to happen for a purpose. It's meant to happen for a purpose. The separation happens for a purpose. So don't ever think like, oh, I should have said this, I should have said this, I could have done this, oh my God, why didn't I do this? If I had done this, then we wouldn't be in separation. That's garbage. However you guys were triggered into separation, it needed to happen. Because a lot of healing takes place in that separation if you do things right. If you don't do things right, then you see this on again, off again. A lot of the on again, off agains. Until you get it right, until you get it to the point where you start analyzing, ooh, what are the things that I'm needing to heal here? So I think this looks like a super duper good reading for reunion. I think a lot of you guys are gonna come into physical contact with your twin flame counterpart this week, at least, if not during the week, by the end of the week. A lot of you are going to be coming into physical contact reunion with your twin flame. And there might be, it might not happen right away, but there may be plans, again, to have those conversations, to bringing it to the table, to bring about conflict resolution in the win-win situation. Start with the flirting. Don't get too serious too fast, too soon initially. If you guys are in initial contact with each other, and I know for Divine Feminines, this can be really hard because many of you have been thinking about this reunion for a really long time. And when it finally happens, you're like, okay, let's get down to business. Let's discuss engagement, marriage, moving in. And what your angels are saying is, whoa, 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 whoa. Start with flirtation, leading up to a conversation. Let's do this. There may be some twin flames wanting to take it faster for both of them. Others may want to take it slow, or it might be a mixed bag. But don't get disheartened if your expectations of what may happen in that conversation don't happen, but that you're going to have a little bit of give and take. You're going to have a little bit of compromise. You're going to have this win-win situation where both parties feel comfortable in the decisions to move forward together. So I'm really happy for you guys this week. I think this is going to be a joyous week for twin flames. This is going to be a joyous week for those of you coming into some sort of physical reunion, or at least coming to the table together to maybe meet up for coffee, go on that first date again after a long time. I'm loving this. This is so good. And I love the fact that divine masculines are growing so much in themselves and becoming more self-confident and realizing so many things. It's like all these epiphanies are happening for DMs, and I love this. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on that bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. Thank you for sharing this video with other twin flames. And thank you so much for supporting this channel. You can buy a book or 2 or 3. You can also pledge your support on Patreon, www.patreon.com/Michelle S. Fondin, and I will see you in the next video.